Hey everybody, Ryan here. Sorry it's been a little while. I was taking my normal breaks that I usually take, every few days after putting up a lot of videos, and I got really sick. And if you guys remember, in December, around Christmas time, I got really sick too. And I have asthma, and I have a lot of bronchial issues with my lungs and stuff, especially when the allergies are bad. And I had a really bad case of bronchitis. And since I didn't go to the doctor in December, it kind of made this bronchitis and lung attack kind of get worse. And so I was really sick, I couldn't talk, and I was actually having a pretty hard time breathing for a few days. And I took some days off of work, and I'm getting better now, but I really, I was going to post a couple videos I had filmed, but I accidentally erased them. So I'm going to kind of do those two videos in one video to try to get the countdown down, since I'm returning to it, since I got my list, and I actually copied my list to my phone, so I don't have to worry about losing it. And so if you hear me clear my voice and stuff a lot, it's because I'm still sick. I just really wanted to get this video out there. And first off, I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know Razman's Reality and I are doing a contest. It's through his channel, and you could win a copy of 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is one of my all-time favorite films, and I'll be talking about that film today. And so I'll leave a link to his video down below to where you can find out more information about that. If you have the movie, it'd be cool to enter anyways. I mean, I think it's a fun contest, and once you watch the video and find out what you're supposed to do, it's actually a pretty sweet contest that I really like. And you guys could just try to get another copy, get a free copy, and have a contest of your own or something like that. But I think this is a really fun contest, and I really hope that some of you who don't have it enter that contest so you can get that awesome film on Blu-ray. And so I'll go ahead and start my video for this. This is going to be favorites. We're down to, we've already done 50 through 36, and this video today is going to be 26 through 35 on Ryan's Cinematic Obsessions. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. I am at number, let's see, I have it on my phone. And yeah, let's start at number 35. And let's start with George Stevens' Giant, one of my all-time favorite films. Probably one of my favorite epic films, especially it has to do with oil and life in Texas at the turn of the 20th century with a great cast of characters. Just about the life of this family through, I think it's about 40, maybe even 30 or 40 years of their family. And James Dean is in it, Elizabeth Taylor, and Rock Hudson. And James Dean plays a person who used to work on Rock Hudson's property, and through different circumstances he gets rich through oil and all this stuff, and it's just a brilliant cast of characters. And I can't wait till they come out with this on Blu-ray. If they haven't yet, it's going to be amazing. And so I definitely highly recommend this. It was also James Dean's last film, even though all of James Dean's films, all three of them, were released after his death. I think that's how it was. They were all released after his death. This is the last one, and literally he died within weeks of finishing this film. And in fact, I think the last scene that he's in this film is actually done by somebody else's voice. I don't know, I think that's how it was. I haven't read up on it in a while, but definitely check that. Number 34 is Roman Polanski's Chinatown. Film noir, was made in the 70s, 74 to be exact, starring Jack Nicholson as a private investigator. who just gets his nose in everybody's business in pre-war Southern California. Brilliant film. Probably I think it's pretty much my favorite Polanski film, and one of my favorite film noirs. And Jack Nicholson is amazing in it, and John Huston does a great role in this film, and I just think you need to go out and see it. I don't want to give any more away because literally this film has so many twists and turns that I don't want to ruin it for you. Check it out. The next film is Billy Wilder's Sunset Boulevard, starring William Holden, Gloria Swanson, and Eric von Stroheim. This movie is brilliant. Great noir type film about William Holden's character who, through circumstances, meets up with this former silent film star, and it's kind of just, she manipulates him into being her man, I guess you could say. And it's just about, him trying to keep her I don't know, it's really hard to explain how this is, but it's very bizarre, and it has some of the most quotable lines in it, and it's just such a brilliant film. And I know most of you have seen it, but if you haven't, check this out. Billy Wilder's Sunset Boulevard. The next film is definitely my favorite Mel Brooks film, and it is number 33 on my list. No, that was Sunset Boulevard was 33. This is 32, Blazing Saddles. I love this because it's a Western, because it's a hilarious comedy. Gene Wilder is a master of comedy, and this is a film that they cannot make nowadays because it is so, I guess you could say, racist. But it's written by, one of the co-writers is Richard Pryor, and he makes it tasteful. It's tastefully done, and it's just such a brilliant comedy, and it's a Western, but it's also not a Western. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's just a brilliant movie. I don't even need to go into any more detail about it. Blazing Saddles. Number 31 is Casablanca. And I know many of you have seen this, and so I don't need to go into a lot of detail, but I can't even explain how wonderful this film is. It's a mixture of romance, kind of intrigue, political, it's espionage. I mean, it's just an amazing film. Peter Lorre's in it. Humphrey Bogart, Bergman, Paul Henreid, and it's just a brilliant film. And I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I know everybody's seen it, and if you haven't, just see it because the New York Times says it makes the spine tingle and the heart take a leap. A highly entertaining and even inspiring film. So take it, blame it on them if you don't like it. Casablanca. Alright. Now we are at number 30. And that is Back to the Future. I'm just going to include all three of these films in one and just call it Back to the Future, because even though the first one is the more superior one, I just consider them all one movie because it's the same story. And this is the Blu-ray, and if you guys don't have this Blu-ray, I highly suggest you pick it up. It's amazing. If you haven't seen Back to the Future, you need to see it. Robert Zemeckis, executive produced by Steven Spielberg. Brilliant film. Alan Silvestri has a powerful score. It's just such a fun movie, and it definitely looks great on Blu-ray. Side note, this movie includes footage from the entire Back to the Future ride, which is now closed down in Universal, so definitely need to pick it up just for that. Alright. The next film is by my favorite director, and this is also my all-time favorite sci-fi movie, and that is 2001. If you've seen 2001 and you're kind of confused about it, take a look at my analysis that I did. I'll put the link down below, and you can check out my analysis. Maybe that will explain it a little bit more. But if you love it, you better get this Blu-ray if you don't have it. This is a brilliant Blu-ray. The transfer is amazing. I just highly recommend. This is a movie that everybody should see, and even if you're bored out of it, bored out of your mind, but you still need to see it, just so you could say you saw 2001: A Space Odyssey. Check it out. The next film is Stanley Kubrick, once again, The Shining. My favorite psychological movie. You know, I have favorite horror movies, but I don't even consider this a horror movie. It's way more of a psychological thriller, and it's just such an amazing movie. I read the book by Stephen King. Great book. The movie, I prefer this version of the story because I think Stanley Kubrick adds so much more atmosphere and a certain kind of thrill through his camera angles and stuff. I've seen the. I know Stephen King wasn't really happy with how this film turned out, and so he later in the '90s made his did a screenplay of his adaptation of it, and you know that was pretty good too. I don't have a problem with that version, but I just love this version so much. And for those of you guys who don't know what The Shining is, it's about a writer who goes to a kind of in the middle of nowhere, huge hotel in the middle of nowhere to be a caretaker over the winter, and it's in Colorado. And he's a writer, and he figures he could get some time in writing. You know, he'll be by himself with his family, but he didn't realize that the hotel has so many, I guess you could say, spirits and backstory that he didn't really know about. And then when he did find out, he didn't really care. He just considered it, well, it'll be fun. And it all goes downhill from there. And it's probably this is my pick for my favorite directed film of all time. I think it's masterfully directed, and the making of documentary and it's like on set with the camera. I think Stanley Kubrick's daughter, or his wife, actually filmed the footage, and this was pretty much the birth of the Steadicam. It's just such a brilliant film. Gotta check it out. Alright, next on my list is The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie. Louis Buñuel film. I got this from Steve. I'll put his link down below. He sent me this. It's out of print now, and he sent me this, and I am so glad that he sent it to me and even offered it to me. And this is such a brilliant film, surreal, kind of film. It's just basically about a group of people who keep trying to eat dinner together, but it just doesn't ever work out. And it just they keep trying. It sounds pretty stupid when I'm saying this, but it's very surreal, and the way it's told is just amazing. It's just so hilarious. And so, try to get your hands on this. Even if you haven't seen it, I suggest you try to get your hands on it because it is out of print, and it will be extremely expensive to get. And you can only get it through the Criterion Collection. And so, it came out in 1972, and won the Oscar for Best Foreign Film, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it did. So, alright, and the last one on my list, number 26, Cinema Paradiso. And I have loved this film since the first time I saw it. It's basically about a little kid who lives in Italy, and I think it's pre-World War II Italy, and the town is heavily ruled by, or all the authority and all the rules and all the morals in the town are ran by the Catholic Church. And so this little boy, he just basically spends his time in a theater or a cinema, and he just becomes friends with the projectionist. And he kind of starts out as just a kind of a pain in the butt of the projectionist, and it's basically about his life. And it's another movie I don't really want to talk more about, but back to the whole Catholic rule, they actually did not allow certain scenes with their, with kissing and film and stuff be a part of film. And so back then they would just cut out those scenes, and so people being in the theater, they'd be like, oh, they're getting ready to kiss, oh, and they'd realize they just skipped over that part. But it's about the kid and his love for movies and how it affects his entire life. And it's just such a brilliant movie. This is one of the movies that really can cause me to get really emotional. It's that good. It's very sentimental, full of nostalgia. Nostalgia above everything else. For all you anti-nostalgia Spielberg people out there, you will not like this film. Um, it won Best Foreign Language Film of 1989, and it's such a brilliant film. I mean, look at that poster. It's just a little kid with a little film strip. It's just such an amazing film. I can't talk anymore about it because I want you guys to have the same experience I did. I went into it not knowing what it was about at all. And so, there you go. Alright, well, I made it through 10 films today. So now I am going to be doing from 25 down to my number one favorite film. I was going to break it up between 5, but since it's been taking me a while because of personal issues, I want to try to add more in each video. So the next video I might do, who knows, I might get all the way down to 10 and then do the final video of my 10 favorites. So I might only have 2 more of these videos. And I actually have a couple other favorites videos I'm going to start doing from different people who asked me questions in my Q&A. I just really didn't have the time in the Q&A to answer because it was a really good question. And so, and I also have my Tree of Life analysis coming up within the next couple weeks. And I realized I never showed another update of the rest of the stuff I got for Christmas. And so I'm going to do that. That will be coming out this week. And also my overview of my Blu-ray DVD collections. So I finally put it in alphabetical order, and I can have it to where I can show you guys. I'm really excited about that. And also don't forget the links down below for Steve's channel. I mentioned him when I talked about the Discreet Charm, and also Razman's Reality and I's contest that we're doing. You would win a free copy of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Check out the link right there. And I think it'll be fun. So once again, keep me in your prayers. I'm still trying to get over the sickness, and hopefully my asthma will kind of cease a little bit. The pollen down here in Florida is awful. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a great couple weeks since I've talked to you, and I guess I'll see you next time. Remember, there's 3 ways of doing things: the right way, the wrong way, and the chat way. See you guys.